UK Type 32 frigate to integrate a new advanced combat system. Developing the Type 32 frigate to some extent, the capability of the Royal Navy's Type 32 frigate cannot be fully appreciated without understanding the background to its development. Public perception has perhaps been over-focused on cost and initial armament, obscuring what has been achieved. In this article, we look at the procurement process and design philosophy that underpins the project. Compared to previous procurement programs to deliver complex warships to the RN, Type 31 differs greatly and has been relatively rapid. In the past, bespoke from-scratch designs were generated over long periods of time and subjected to detailed cost versus capability trade-offs. Sometimes there has been reliance on a monopoly supplier with no or limited competitive processes. Major changes to the design were often made at various points in the program, including after construction commenced, significantly adding to cost and technical risks. For Type 32, Navy Command, DINS and other stakeholders drew up a list of requirements, known as key characteristics for a basic general-purpose frigate. These KCS were graded in accordance with safety criticality and priority. Certain KCS were assigned as key hazard certification and had to be achieved as a minimum, in areas such as stability, structural strength, firefighting and magazine safety. Other mandatory characteristics included meeting shock resilience parameters, weapon storage criteria and ship operation within a defined seawater temperature range. The remaining KCS were rated on a 3-level priority scale and evaluation tools were used to score the designs against them. Other aspects such as UK prosperity, export strategy and project management were also factored into the assessment. The short competition period and defined budget effectively necessitated the three companies bidding having to base their solutions on existing vessels. All design decisions are made by the prime contractor acting as the design authority instead of DINS and RN personnel. After the bids were thoroughly evaluated against the KCS, the winner was awarded a fixed-price contract and the MOD has very limited options to modify the design during the build phase. Culminating in September 2019 when Babcock was selected as the prime contractor and Fulls UK subcontracted as the mission system integrator. Despite COVID, the project is currently on track with HMS Venturer due to be launched in 2023 and handed over to the RN in 2025. The MOD are currently working on the pre-in-service date sequence of activities such as hot weather trials and weapon certifications. Post-delivery capability insertion periods that are not the responsibility of the contractor will allow the addition of new equipment and software to avoid obsolescence and offer the option for more major upgrades early in the ship's careers. There is still a long way to go and plenty of milestones that need to be met very precisely in order for initial operating capability to be achieved in 2027, just 6 years after the first steel was cut. The improvements include increased compartmentalization and watertight subdivision, which are a vital aid to stability and recoverability in the event of sustaining damage. Greater redundancy, that is duplication of systems to provide backup and reversionary modes. Blast protection in the form of composite armor to protect vital areas of the ship. Enhanced shock resilience to ensure critical systems remains working in the event of the ship being hit. Signature mitigation measures to reduce the radar returns, noise and heat emitted from the ship, taking into account external changes from E to T31. Compliance with IMO Tier 3 environmental regulations using selective catalytic reduction to reduce nitrogen oxide exhaust emissions. Only proven and off-the-shelf systems have been selected for inclusion in Type 31, which is another major reason that the project can be progressed faster with lower risk and cost. The Tacticos Combat Management System is already in service on board more than 180 other naval vessels, and Fulls has considerable experience in customizing and integration. The Integrated Platform Management System and damage surveillance and control equipment are common to the QEC aircraft carriers and Type 26 frigates. The Integrated Bridge and Navigation System is the same as fitted to the Type 45 destroyers and Type 26. The communications equipment is also a modified and updated version of that used by the carriers. throughout the ship, from the ballast water treatment plant to the propulsion gearboxes to the galley equipment. Military off-the-shelf or commercial off-the-shelf equipment has been utilized.